Alright guys, so here we are with our final tier list for the mainstream spell schools. I think I'll do one more with the astral spells and the shadow spells, but this is our last one for now that's like an actual school you can start from the beginning of the game with and play all the way through. By now you should know this is my opinion and what each tier means, but let's just jump into it. And first is Backdraft, which I think is pretty good, but not amazing. Certain bosses use Backdraft well. You can Backdraft for other people, so you can have a fire Backdraft for another fire. It's not like a storm that can only supercharge themselves and then has to wait again for more pips. It's a fairly good spell. You wouldn't use it all the time, which is why it's B+. But yeah, it's good. Next, Brimstone. I really like Brimstone. I just love the way that he teleports around. So I love the animation. I'll put it in A. It's a good spell, and that extra trap does not hurt. So yeah, A for Brimstone, easy. Burning Rampage. Oof, I want to put Burning Rampage. It's at least A+. It might even be S. I want to put it in A+. I think it's a very good spell. I'm only putting it in A+ because it's harder to get. Stuff that's really easy to get, like that's just simply good and really easy to get, you just get it by leveling up, that's A. That, you know, gives it an advantage over stuff that might take a while to farm. So, Brimstone, A+. Alright, I think this is called Choke. I can't see the name. Stun everybody. God, that's A. Stuns are good, obviously. Don't really need to talk about it. Crit and Pierce Bubble. For, I don't know. I feel like Fire could actually use Crit and Pierce quite a bit. I'm going to put in B, though. I don't think it's great. Detonate. 4 pips to Detonate. I've never seen anybody use Detonate. Now, maybe I'm dumb, but I feel like if you're going to detonate something, it would be like, maybe you need a hit spell that detonated after. That's not a bad idea. Put that in the back of my head. But I just feel like Detonate by itself for 4 pips is not crazy strong. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to put it in B. E-Free is very good. Imagine hitting for this hard and then also having the equivalent of a bad juju. Yeah, for sure. Blades, as I say, always good, reliable. You get them and they help you. Firecat. Firecat's actually one of the better spells for level 1. I think stuff like Imp has 90% accuracy, that really helps. But Firecat, this kills most of the stuff in Unicorn Way, I think, in one shot. So yeah, Firecat definitely good. Fire Dragon, here we go, baby. S tier. Fire Dragon's insanely good. It's basically what you use to hit until you get to Raging Bull. It's a very good spell. Looks amazing. I love the 7 pip spell, so maybe I'm biased. Minions are awful. Don't even need to talk about it. Fire Elf's good. I want to put it down in B. I think it's definitely better than something like PvP. Firecat's just straight up damage. That's fun. You can feint for it. Firecat, it's good. It's not amazing. FFA, really good damage on one person. The traps come on after, which is kind of a bummer. Still good. Still very good. A+. All these shadow spells are really good for the most part. Prism, single prism, I'm putting B. Good, not amazing. Fire Shield. I feel like Fire Shield's fairly useless compared to others. Just because Fire has a lot of ticks. Why would you need a Fire Shield? So I want to put that in B as well. Pierce Blade, get out of here. Fire Trap, I'm going to put in B+. Not as good as Blade, still good. Fuel. I want to put it in B+ as well. But I also want to put it in B. Fine, we'll just give it to B+. Fuel's good. I don't think it's as good as the single trap because that's 0 pips, but Fuel's still good. Alright. Shield. Storm shields are good. Ice shields are meh, so I'll put this in B. It's not like, if this was the ice version, which is, you know, Storm Fire, that's pretty fair because those both hit really hard. Heckhounds. I'll put an A. Really good spell. X pips. Just tick damage. Really good on, especially bosses like that Storm Titan, the little trident thing. Very good against that. Elephant. I'm gonna put Elephant in B+. It's good damage. Helps you out, but like it's not an AoE. Something like this AoE, Kex, or maybe you want something that's a little more damage than something else. Hephaestus, I don't think is really that great. I feel like it's just, it doesn't look as cool as Brimstone. I'll put in B+. I get Hephaestus is good. I think it's really hard to get too. compared to Brimstone, which I feel like is very easy to get and craft and everything. This spell is garbage can. I get the point of it. It's awful. King Art, whatever, B+. Not awful. Not great. Krampus, I'm going to put an A. Good damage, plus that minus accuracy is good. Link, I feel like Link could be better if it just healed a little bit more or something. It just feels very, like 2 pips is very low. Mass Fire Prisms is very good. I'm even wary to put it in A+, because fires hit a lot, so it's good to have it, but I'll put down there. Taunt Spell, miss me with that. Meteor Strike, A+, AoE, 4 pip, you can cast it first round. It's quite strong. Fairly logical placement. Phoenix. Whoops. Phoenix. I'm going to put Phoenix... Is Phoenix better than Elephant? Nah, they're about the same. They scale relatively well, so I'll put it there. Power Link's better than Link, because 2 pips for that is useless. 4 pips for that's not bad. Fire Dispel. Good for PvP. I'm going to put it there. Good for PvP, not necessarily amazing, to be honest, because stuff like Ice Dispel is very good. Life Dispel is very good. There are multiple reasons. Like Death Dispel, you can dispel Jujus and Plagues and all that stuff. I don't know. Fire Dispel, like, what are you really looking to dispel? I don't know. It's not as good, in my opinion. Raging Bull, S. For sure. For sure, S tier. Rain of Fire, I think, is lackluster. It has its place in, like, the Renegade Druid fight. But I just, like, when would you use... Like, this is situational spells. You'd rarely use them, but sometimes you might. When would you use Rain of Fire over Fire Dragon? Or Raging Bull or Meteor? Even if you don't have Raging Bull yet, when would you use it over Fire Dragon? You can feint for Fire Dragon, it does 440. This one only does 300. You know, tick damage is great, but like, you want to burst them with an overall starting burst of damage. Scald, again, like, you know, ticks are great. I'm going to put Scald as a... Yeah, it's as good as Rain of Fire. Bernie, S. I think this... The Storm one's good, but I think the Fire one's even better. Because you control how many traps you have on the enemy. You don't get to really... I mean, unless you really want to enfeeble... But sometimes they have the protected blades. You don't really get to control how many blades you have the enemy has. Fire you do get to control, and therefore you can get that double damage almost every time. Fire Split Spell, I don't see it used as much as I see like Iron Sultan used. So I'm going to put it in B+, as good, but not like amazing. Summon Minion Spell. If the 3-pip one's here, the 5-pip one's even worse. Smokescreen's good, A+. Oh, I'm even tempted to put Smokescreen in A. If it wasn't a pip. Yeah, I'll put an A+. It's good. Steel Charm, I feel like this is rarely used. I'll put in C. Sunbird's very good. I'll put Sunbird in A. Sun Serpent. I'm definitely thinking one of these 3. Because you get that... So Sun Serpent, I'm going to put it in B+. I think Sun Serpent's underutilized. You... Like, let's say you're fighting a boss with a few minions, you can hit that boss really hard with an initial burst of damage, right? And then you can hit the minions for a little bit. Now, if this was a little bit evened out, if it wasn't 900 and 300, if it was like 700 and 450, this would be a way better spell, because you'd probably kill the boss and kill the minions. And you wouldn't even have to feint that much, because it's very front-loaded, but... Yeah, I think in theory this is a really cool spell. I wish they made better, like something else like it. It needs to be optimized more. Sacrifice Minion's awful. This is awful. I don't even need to explain that. Wildfire, pretty good. Straight damage. Fire loves damage. I'm going to put that as not quite as good as a blade. Is it quite good as a trap? I don't think so. I'm going to put it in B. You wouldn't use it a ton, but it's a good bubble. Fire loves damage. And yeah. So there's my fire tier list. Yeah, looking over it, I think I agree with most of the stuff I put it on. Maybe some stuff I'd change around here and there, but this is what I'm looking at. I think these 2 AoEs, super strong. Bernie, Scion of Fire, super strong. And then you have another AoE and a few good hits as well. And the rest of it, you know, makes sense until the bottom, where you get the stupid taunts. But yeah, that's my fire tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you would have switched anything around. As far as like no S+ spells, I really don't see anything here that's as good as like Storm's Glowbug Squall. Like, you know, Raging Bull's good. It's no Glowbugs. Or Tempest, right? Tempest is another S+ hit. I don't think Fire has any utility that's as good as Tower Shield or Feint. So, you know, S+ is really stuff that you'd literally train into another school to get. And I don't think Fire has any of that kind of stuff. And the hits they're good. You know, I think I put Old Lore Master before it got nerfed was S+ too. Fire doesn't really have anything. Maybe you could say Ifrit for PvP is super strong, or FFA. But, you know, I don't think you're talking PvP and PvE a little bit at the same time. So, you know, this is where I sit now. I think I'm going to do another video that has Astral spells, that has Shadow spells, and yeah, so that's where we think I'll be going with that. And then that'll be it for the tier lists. I think that's really it. But for now, one more tier list. And thank you guys for watching. I have awesome new videos. I'm trying to do videos every Friday. Trying to put one out every week. Sometimes I'm aiming for 2 a week. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment about what you think of this tier list. Tell me if I'm wrong or if you disagree with anything. And yeah, have a great day.